Go ahead.
Alright. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your boy Blazin' Boomsy here today with another deck profile. Today we're going to be doing Floowandereeze. I'm just going to jump straight on into it. Here we're going to start off with Robina. Best normal summon of the deck. This searches for a level 4 lower winged beast monster on summon. Really good. But you can't special summon the turn you use the effect, which doesn't really matter because all you're doing is normal summoning in this deck. Next, we have Eaglin. Eaglin searches for a level 7 or higher winged beast monster, and it has the same claws as Robina. Then we have Stree. Stree banishes one card from either graveyard, and it has the same claws as the other two birds. Then we have Tuckan. This grabs a Floowandereeze card from the banishment and adds it back to your hand. Now, all three of these little birds have the special summoning clause. The no special summoning clause, and another clause which if they're in the banishment and you normal summon a winged beast monster, you can add them back to your hand, but it's a hard once per turn. Okay. Now we have Empen, biggest main deck monster. On summon, it searches you a Floowandereeze spell or trap, and it also has a continuous effect where all of your opponent's attack position monsters cannot activate their activated effects, which is really good. And it also has an effect in the battle phase. Once per battle, you can banish a card from your hand to have the attack and defense of the monster it's battling, which does come up a lot. Then we have 3 Adventure. You banish one winged beast monster from your hand, and you search your deck for a Floowandereeze monster or the field spell. And you also gain 500 life points afterwards, after the search. Next, I'm only running 2 Floowandereeze in the Magnificent Map. This just allows you to get an additional normal summon. Alright, Floowandereeze and the Magnificent Map. During your main phase, you can reveal one level 1 Floowandereeze monster from your hand, and then you banish another one from another Floowandereeze monster from your deck. And then you immediately, after this resolves, normal summon it. The revealed monster. This is an additional normal summon on your turn, but also the opponent's turn whenever they normal summon a monster to their field during their turn. Then we have Floowandereeze in the Unexplored Winds. This allows you to use one of your monsters and a card that your opponent controls for tribute summons. So like, let's say you're trying to get Empen out, and you have an Eaglin on board, but your opponent has, like, just a spell or trap. You can still tribute summon using that spell or trap, because of the effect of this card. Also, you can put 2 winged beast monsters from your hand on the bottom of your deck and then draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. Oops. Then we have Dreaming Town. This is just another normal summon on your opponent's turn during the main phase. The second effect doesn't come up. Excuse me. The second effect doesn't come up much. So I'm not really going to talk about it. So yeah. Now we're on to the non-Floowandereeze monsters, but they're still winged beasts. We have Ryza the Mega Monarch and Mist Valley Apex Avian. Apex Avian is a walking Omni. You can bounce it back to your hand, and then it's an Omni negate once per chain. So that's really good. Then we have Ryza. Alright, Ryza. When it's tribute summoned, you choose one card in either graveyard and then one card on either field, and then you return them to the top of the deck. This is really good for looping Featherstorm. Harpy's Featherstorm, which is a card I'll talk about later. But, so, it also has an additional bounce if you used a wind attribute monster for the tribute summon of it. And that target goes back to your hand. Sorry, goes back to the hand. So yeah. Then we have Swallow's Cowrie. This is to dodge imperms and negations and stuff like that. This tributes a winged beast monster from your hand or field, and then you search your deck for one of the same level. Then, Called by the Grave, this stops stuff like Ash and the Molt armies and stuff like that. Feather Duster, to get rid of those pesky spells and traps. Then, I only run one copy of Triple Tactics Thrust because I only have one copy of Triple Tactics Thrust. If I had more, I would probably run more. But, so, when an opponent activates a monster effect during your turn, you can play this card and then search your deck for a normal spell or trap, and if just a sec. If your opponent controls a monster, you can add it to your hand. If they don't, then you just set the card that you search. Then Change of Heart. This takes control of one monster your opponent controls. So this could, so you can take control of your opponent's big monster like a Ryziel Detonator and use it as tribute fodder. Then Terraforming. This searches for a field spell. Oops, pretty self-explanatory. Then 2 Dark Ruler No Mores. Battle damage doesn't really matter if you negate the effects of
your opponent's monster.
Of your opponent's monster, thank you. Which it's really good, and this deck isn't really meant to win turn 1 anyways, so, or turn 2. So yeah. Then Pot of Prosperity. This deck doesn't really use the extra deck too much, so you can banish 6, reveal 6, and then pick one card to add to your hand from the cards that you revealed, and then and then you put the rest on the bottom of your deck. Also, the special summoning clause, the no special summoning clause doesn't really matter either.
Yeah. For
the like the little birds. And then we have 2 Pot of Extravagance. This banishes 3 or 6 random cards from your extra deck, and this can hurt a little bit, but not too much. If you don't have an M-Pen, if you don't have a way to get to M-Pen and you need to go into your extra deck, this card will hurt sometimes, but other than that, the draw a card for each every 3 cards that you banished. That's really good. Then we have 3 Pot of Duality. reveal the top 3 cards of your deck, and then pick one, shuffle the rest into your deck. And then you cannot special summon cards during this turn, which, like I explained earlier, doesn't really matter because all you're doing is normal summoning. This can help you get one of your cards that you want. Like, if you don't have Robina in hand and you duality, you might get a Robina. So, yeah. Then we have 3 Shifter. This is good for going...
Everyone knows Shifter.
Yep, everyone knows Shifter. So, yep. Then DD Crow. This is like a Bestial, except for it doesn't summon to your side of the field. But it's still really good, except for against Malice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I main deck 2 Featherstorms. This negate. Sorry, if you control a wind attribute winged beast type monster, this negates all monster effects your opponent has for the rest of the turn, which is bonkers.
Even in hand?
Yes, even in hand.
Graveyard?
Graveyard, yep. Then on to extra deck. We have pot targets.
Random targets just to get out.
Yep, these are just to get out of my extra deck, just for the pots. Then we have Monk of the Tenny, another one. Nightmare Cerberus hasn't really come up yet, so it's pretty much a pot target. Then rank 10 Tistina, same thing with Cerberus. Then Gustav Max has come up before. I have gone into Gustav Max before. Then Juggernaut Libe.
Oh man, sorry.
And then you can overlay Libe on top of Gustav Max, and then just wall your opponent. Then the last 4, I'm gonna have all together.
Alright.
Okay. Alright. We're gonna have Lyrilusk, Assembled Nightingale, Fucho, Downward Magician, and Zeus. Can you see Zeus on there?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. These are the cards that you usually use if you're going into your extra deck. If you're playing Tenpai, you go into Fucho. If you're just trying to get into Zeus really fast, go into Lyrilusk. If you're going... then if you attacked with either Fucho or Lyrilusk, you go into Downward Magician, which can overlay on top of a rank 3 or lower Xyz monster. Then, on top of that, you go into Zeus. I think that's it for my deck profile. Thank y'all for watching, and I will maybe see you in the next one. You don't have to like or subscribe if you don't want to, but if you could leave a comment, let me know how I did. That'd be very nice. Well, thank y'all.